And the bottom left, folks, in the blue, he is from Alpha X. An incredible run thus far. It's Astrea. In the upper right, in the red, he is for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It's Cure. All right, so folks, as we get into altitude here, first map in the series, let's orient ourselves just a little bit. What does this mean? What does Aligulac say about Cure and Astrea? And puts it not even, but 65-35 is not the end of the world, and certainly, I think historically that would be true. But Astrea is the person that is. Astrea has been looking so good ever since Home Story Cup, for the most part. So I'd say in the last month or so, and actually I didn't get a chance to look at the form on the about his form on the fly-in, but I think he's been looking much better as of late. And Cure is very much this odd player where against some players he dominates and against some player he definitely doesn't. So Astrea, if he's going to be able to hold on to this rampant aggression that Cure has been opting into in the matchup, he's actually going to do fine. And the way Astrea plays, for the most part, he does like these gateway styles, the mass gateway man type of idea. And that's going to go great against the type of pressure that Cure has been putting on in the most recent games I've cast of him. So Astrea is actually doing a great job of keeping this probe just a little hidden. So as the Reaper flies in, well, the Adept's going to pop out. And realistically, this Reaper should not get that much damage. I mean, KDA charge there, sure, it denies a little bit of mining. But this is going to be kind of the extent of the pressure that Astrea is going to take from the Reaper at the first step. Astrea? Am I... Oh, it's Astrea. And behind this, of course, it will be a Twilight opener. So most likely, given the way that we've seen Astrea playing over the last month, 2 months, 3 months, and given how the meta has continued to evolve in general, this is, I think we're going to see a game here where this is Astrea, he goes Blink, and then after that, it's Charge. Maybe slower robo play. And it's actually kind of funny because you would think that that would be actually very good against this these heavy push type of styles that we've been seeing more and more out of Terran players, but or at least seeing more and more out of Cure, I guess. But not quite. Right? You do really want those Colossus against some styles like the heavy, the 6-minute stims. Colossus is fantastic. 730, okay, charge lot is actually much better. So it is very much incumbent on Astrea to figure out just what his opponent is going for. For now, though, Cure is not going for the... Well, no, he did open with Widowmine drops against Xian in a couple of those games. But we don't quite know what he's going for just yet. We did see Raven play. A decent amount of Raven play in that series versus Xian that he played on Saturday evening. Yeah. So it was Widowmine drop into Ravens into a very quick stem. But for now, no tech lab on the barracks, so maybe not. But anyways, Astrea is getting his third base, well, at just about as quick as he possibly can off this blink timing. And behind this, double forge. So this should be charged. I talk about blink into Colossus as a potential opener, but going double forge like this, you can't really afford a robo bay, and those two forges. So Astrea is going to be relying on the power of the much quicker upgrades. If you drop some chronos on it, it's actually going to take, it's actually going to be pretty quick. So Hellion is going to go and find a Sentry. Sentry actually kills things, which is not what you see all that often. And this Widowmine drop is kind of what we've been waiting for. Stalkers were on the map. Astrea does not quite, I don't know that he saw, yeah, maybe he saw that go behind his third base mineral line. And he is retreating some Stalkers there. So it seems like he's got at least a rough idea. But Cure. Actually, that's a big scout. He's going to see that there's no gas at the natural. And that should tell him everything he wants to know about the type of game that Astrea is interested in playing. As we say, oh, those geysers, those are, I haven't seen that before, but I have not really cast a lot of games on this patch just yet. So here come the Stalkers of Astrea. I mean, it's just pressure. It's 4 Stalkers. It is meant to get some scouting information, figure out just what Kira is doing, maybe kill off a couple Marines. But it really is not all that much stuff as Astrea continues to probe up, finds himself up 9-10 workers already. So economy going like gangbusters, 333rd, triple chrono. I mean, that's just how PvT tends to go. And it seems like, so Stim's going to be done at the normal timing, 7:30. And well, with Command Center on the way, it seems like Kira is not going to try to get all that aggressive. I mean, it's altitude. It's by far the biggest map. It's massive. Although, despite the fact that it is a quote-unquote massive, it's only really 7 bases. Yes, each player does have this gold, but I've not seen the cooling tower taken down at all. I haven't seen that happen yet. And I don't actually know if there's a gas underneath the cooling tower. That'd be kind of cool. But anyway, Kira now active on the map just a little bit. 1-1 is very close to completion. Call it 20 seconds for armor. It's certainly 5 seconds, 7 seconds for +1 attack. And with all these zealots on the right side, at the moment that Kira moves out, Astrea is looking for the sandwich. Don't know if he's going to get it, but yeah, this is going to be 1-1 timing out with the upgrades of Kira. So Kira is most likely going to try to do something with the tech that he has. I mean, it is a 3 CC play, so it's not going to be quite as aggressive as you might otherwise see as the Widowmines microed backwards a little bit. And here comes Astrea. Tons and this is so many zealots. This is Astrea's almost his entire army, and he's going to try to get on top of as many reinforcements as possible. So Marauders, they're going to go down here to start. Maybe. No, they're going to stim. Zealots run away. And it's not even a run by Astrea. It's just playing. It's just jerking Kira around the map at this point. Where do you go, Kira? Do you go across? That's not going to work. But Widowmine drop on the other side did find value. 9 probes have fallen, and Astrea does not get a single one of the Widowmines. But now Astrea tries to run on in here. One Widowmine is not, well, it's actually going to get a pretty decent shot off. An anti-armor missile means these Zealots are not nearly as tanky as they would like to be, despite the fact that they are sitting here on +1 armor. And remember, of course, Raven anti-armor missile is not as powerful as it once was. It's now -2 armor instead of -3, so a little bit weaker. But Astrea is getting so far ahead on these upgrades. It's 2-2. He's going to have 2-2 in the next, like, 30 seconds versus the 1-1 of the Terran player. But Widowmine drops go off again, and Astrea is just not paying attention. 10 workers will go down. He's still in a decent economic position, especially considering the fact that, well, he hasn't really taken gases, as Widowmines are going to go off on a lot of these Zealots. They get very low, but Astrea is now looking for a break. Astrea is just not handling the Widowmines at all. Another one's going to go off. Center mass there. Great target fire from Kira. And now we're in a bit of a base trade. Good force field means that a lot of these SCVs will fall. But Kira is just going to be able to stim into the natural, and he's going to get the 2-2. I think if Kira notices this, Chrono gets popped on both. What is this? It's like 10 seconds. 15 seconds remaining until 2-2 is done. 14 seconds. Kira, is he going to target it down? No, he's going into the mineral line. So Astrea is going to get away with his tech. At the very least, this Gateway army is intensely upgraded. And 19 SCVs have fallen, but Astrea here, he's going to find his way on the high ground. 2-2. Okay, armor is denied. +2 attack, though it is complete. So Astrea, he's sitting up here, 2 upgrades. The Zealots, they're trying to get their way through everything, getting on top of the bio, but it's so damn slow to make that happen. Astrea, though, at the very least, he does have this last mining base, but his army is shattered. It's half the army supply, even as he's sitting here like, oh, yeah, great. You know, I have these upgrades. Who cares? He can't even win the fight in the main base. He's got, that's a Gateway on the right side. He's going to have to bring his army together one last time. At this point, catch his opponent in drips and drabs. Kira has 16 workers. Astrea has 21. And I guess technically Astrea does have this last mining base, but gateways are all going to be depowered. Astrea is not going to build anymore with this stuff that he has. I mean, and the Widowmines, that's really been the big issue. He lost, I think, 20 probes to the Widowmines. He lost a ton of Zealots. They all got orange. They all got red. And maybe if Astrea hadn't lost so much, he would have been okay. But okay, you know, this is nice. None of these Zealots should really fall, and Astrea does get some of the army of Kira, but he needs to win this fight so handily, and then win the next one too. So auto turret gets dropped, and well, it doesn't last as long anymore. It doesn't have as much HP, so it's going to be ignored. But yeah, it's not going to matter. Kira takes game number 1 with style off a base trade, and now he's 1 map away from a date with Dark or Byun in the finals. In the upper left, folks, in the blue, he is for Alpha X Astrea. And on the bottom right, in the red, he won the base trade, and, well, he's a Terran, so it makes sense. It's Cure. So game one, we saw Astrea go for very quick upgrades. He almost had 2-2. It wouldn't have mattered. The supplies were just too disparate, but he almost had 2-2 by the time his opponent got his +1 armor complete, which is kind of bonkers. Like an insane way to play the game. Unfortunately, though, Cure did a great job of doing what he had to do, which is stay back, don't leave your base until you have a massive army. And then Astrea went for this all-in, you know, counterattack style, and, well, you don't base trade a Terran, right? Because a Terran has healing, because a Terran army is much more mobile, and because they can lift their buildings, it just won't work. And it's a lot harder for a Protoss to get up the ramp into the main than it is for a Terran to get up the ramp into the Protoss main, just because of how the army tends to be composited at that game state. But game 2 is a different map, and Dragon Scales is actually a pretty short map. I think it's 34-second rush distance, something like that, which of course is pretty fantastic if you want to go for something more aggressive, like Cure has shown us he has a tendency to do, not in this series, but in the other recent series that I've seen him play against Protoss in particular. Of course, he is a very defensive player against Zergs for the most part. But Astrea, again, is going to open up with his Twilight play, which I like. It gives you map control, it gives you agency, it gives you a lot of tools against early game aggression, which, again, this is something that Cure has proven he likes to do. Except in that last game. I'm talking on a more immediate level, please. Give me the benefit of the doubt here. I know what I'm talking about, maybe. Thank you so much for the sub, Gauntlet Wizard. 7 months, 6 months in a row. I appreciate it. And I am not Italian. I just enjoy cooking Ganoi. I just enjoy cooking. But okay, Blink about halfway done. I think the Reaper got a couple probes in the natural. I'm sorry, I was distracted. And we have a Bjorn build coming out of Cure in this second game. So actually, he's going to go more than a Bjorn build does. Bjorn will actually pretty often go and steam across the map with a bunch, 4 Marines and 2 Widowmines in a medevac. And then he drops in, and suddenly you can't just pull your probes and be fine with it. You actually have to fight it. It gets awkward. So instead, it's going to be 7 Marines in a medevac, and the Widowmines are going to try to run in as Astrea is dealing with the drop pressure in the main. So 3 workers are going to go down here to start. Widowmines try to run to the natural. They're not going to be able to get their burr off. They fall. So a good job there, Astrea, but can you deal with what's in the main? You only have 2 stalkers. There's no shield battery. But Astrea is going to be able to bring the rest of his army over. He loses 4 probes, which is not ideal, but this was a greater commitment as the medevac will not go down. This was a greater commitment than what Astrea was looking for, than what Cure would have gone for if this was just a Widowmine drop, right? You commit those 7 Marines. The medevac is a similar level, but you commit those extra Marines. That could have been workers, that could have been something else. Or at the very least, now Cure has to be much more defensive because he committed 7 Marines on the other side, and that's not going to be an incredible amount of defensive power he's going to have for himself for the most part. But it seems like Astrea is going to go for a very similar build that he went for in that first game. Very quick 1-1 charge on the way. Stalkers get on top of the Raven. 1 shot, 2 shot. They're going to be able to knock it right on down. And, well, again, auto turrets not nearly as beefy as they used to be. So even the Sentry and a couple Stalker shots killed it almost immediately. And the auto turret was targeting the Stalkers. So no damage from the Raven whatsoever. It goes down, and now Astrea feels very unlocked on the map. The medevac, well, it's going to try to find its way out, and it seems like it will be able to escape. I don't think you waste a warp in on that one if you're Astrea. No, he does, and okay, well, that's whatever. Cure using that as a scout doesn't have to waste a scan or a Raven or anything else. He just puts his very low medevac over his, hey, Astrea, what you got going here, man? And he goes from there. So Astrea here, I think, okay, so this is really interesting army movement, actually. He's got these stalkers on the foreground, and the rest of his army, a lot of zealots and a sentry, because, well, that's also really nice guardian shield or a force field or two, is situating on the left. So I think what we're looking for here, as Astrea has gateways or pylons on the right side as well, what I think we're seeing is finally this medevac will fall. Astrea, thank you. It's less, I don't have to deal with that little red dot in my mineral line. Astrea is just waiting for Cure to move out, and Cure seems to be aware of the fact that he does not want to move out, not at all, but he is all in regardless. He's gonna have to do something eventually. He's on, what is this, 4 racks? Okay, there's the 5th barracks somewhere. There it is. I just can't count. This is a 5 racks. There is no 3rd base. Cure is all inning off of this, and Astrea needs to figure this out, because the way he wants to play this game is going to be pretty different based on whether he realizes that, yeah, you know, Cure is all inning me versus not. So Astrea is baiting this army out pretty far on the map, and now the claws, the pincher is starting to arrive. Zealots coming in on the right side and then left. He's, okay, there we go. SCVs are going to get pulled. He's going to kill all the SCVs before they're able to join the fight. Astrea, is this going to be enough, though? Widowmine is going to fall. A couple SCVs go down. Now Zealots, again, dealing with the reinforcements, and they're going to have to back out. Guardian Shield gets knocked down. SCVs, they're just not with this army, but the problem is, again, there is no splash with this army. Astrea has to win just in this straight up macro engagement, but he's buying so much time here, getting onto the back line once again, maybe forcing the Widowmines to burrow. Yes, he sacrifices a zealot or two, but if he can get himself up to 2-2 before his opponent, well, before this pressure happens, or even just +2 attack, that may be what he needs. Is, again, he's setting up these pretty significant surrounds. This time it's a quadrilateral. Zealots coming in from every side here. Astrea, is this what you need here? Widowmines are going to burrow, but the Widowmines are going to be scary. Watch for the friendly fire here. In fact, they're not even burrowing because the Cure understands what a problem this is. Zealots on the right side. Finally, the Widowmines burrow because the surround is not nearly there as much anymore. +2 attack is done. And Astrea, I think he's, well, as I say that, it's the 30 army supply lead. He's knocked out all the SCVs, but does he have the time that he needs to get the extra additional warpins? +2 armor, not yet done. Zealots, they run forward. Widowmines are going to be pretty damn juicy. And I think Cure might have enough here, but as Zealots continue to warp in and the Widowmine or the medevacs are going to start to run out of energy, maybe? It's now 2-2 is done. Medevacs are starting to fall. Probes are going to have to get pulled here. Astrea, this is your shot. Pull the probes. Wait, well, actually, no. Wait for another round of warp-ins, then pull your probes. He's going to have to give up the 3rd base, but Cure doesn't have his 3rd base either. And remember, Cure's on 22 workers. So Astrea now starts to look for reinforcements. Again, 2-2 stalkers here. They are scary. They are not an easy thing to deal with. So that is, at the very least, something that Cure has to be worried about. A couple more Zealots are going to warp in. And Astrea, he kind of owns the high ground, but he's got to run away. Runs into Widowmines, runs into yet more reinforcements. Blink is not on cooldown, so he's going to lose a couple stalkers here. That's not what you want, but he's going to be able to get out. Loses 2, gets some amount of the reinforcements. But okay, more Zealots warping into sentries as well. Get that Guardian Shield, force fields to segment this army up. And realistically, this army from Cure, it's big, but it's not that big. The Zealots move forward. Stalkers blink on top of the Widowmines as they set up the concave here. Force fields are decent, but again, once you kill the army at the front of it, you gotta back up here. It's gonna work better. That's actually, again, another nice force field. More Marines, more Marauders, they fall. And Astrea now, he's only down 10 army supply. More and more Zealots, more and more sentries start to get warped in. And he is long distance mining from this 3rd base. So yes, he lost the 3rd, but at least he's able to get some money out of it. And Cure, his income is technically equal with Astrea's, but that's only because he's dropping hella mules, and he will start to mine out of this situation. Zealots on the other side, they're trying to find some level of the reinforcements. They're going to try. Now third base on the way for Astrea. Once again, Zealots on the left side. Widowmine is going to be obnoxious. It's going to get one shot off, but it's not the double Widowmine shot that really can be the death knell for things. So Marines have to run away. And Kira's really struggling to find his way into a position where Astrea will actually, or where he can actually fight Astrea. But tanks in the high ground, they do cause significant problems. So Zealots, while they're looking for significant counterattack, if they can get on top of these tanks, that is going to be rather nice. Zealots, of course, do have to run away. They're going to eat 2 Widowmine shots. There we go. So the Widowmines will fall. And again, these are 2-2 Zealots. The bio does not fight these incredibly well. Astrea, he will kill at least some of this. I mean, it's good kiting from Kira, certainly, but Sim only lasts for so long. And Astrea will be able to knock down a couple more of these Marines, now taking position on the high ground. Tanks, though, they are with Kira's army. And this game is fascinating. This is intensely technical. You have one player, tons of tech, and doing a great job. I mean, we're 12 minutes in, and Kira's only on 2 bases. Astrea is doing such a tremendous job of making it so that Kira can never move. But, oh, that tank's going to go down. Force field actually. Oh, force field saves the tank. Oh, no, Astrea. That's not what you want, but he has ruined Kira's economy. It's now a game of blink and run, fight and run, get some of the army back up, because there is no mining for Kira anymore. In fact, his natural has been lifted, so no mules even from that perspective. A couple probes will go down. Astrea back down to 2 bases himself, but Kira's on 1. In fact, he's not able to really rally across either. So it's double plus ungood for Kira, but his army is still rather nice. The force field's whiff. More and more Zealots warping in, though. Astrea from the high ground. He's got a lot of Zealots here. And that tank, though, that's a really nice siege position he's going to have to find. So, okay, no, Astrea recalled his Zealots. Okay, that's why there are so many here. A gateway will fall. Tanks are going to reposition, and now they're going to start to shell away at the natural. It's going to be harder for Astrea to find his way out of the natural. And he doesn't have a lot of money. He's only on 4 mineral patches in his natural. So even as good of a position as this technically is, right, Astrea has been able to delay for forever. His natural's going to... He does not have a lot of income whatsoever. So here comes the rest of the rally coming in from here. Once again, come hell or high water. Decent force fields. The Zealots run forward, eat some tank shots. And the Widowmines, they don't even go off. Well, one of them does, and actually maybe a little bit of friendly fire there. Astrea needs to knock this second... He needs to knock down this second... Widowmine. Seems like he's going to get it. And maybe this is going to be in a good position to get the tanks as well. Force fields actually his opponent into the natural. Astrea loses his base, but he gets the tanks here. He's going to get on top of the army on the right side. Force fields are going to work pretty well for Astrea on the left as well. Is this the miracle he's looking for? I kind of think it is. Zealous getting on top of the entire army. Kira's army supply lead that he's nursed this entire game is starting to go down. And remember, a good portion of that is in the medevacs that are A, tapped, and B, they do not fight. Problem is, though, there's one stalker on the map. Astrea only has 1 base, 42 probes, long distance mining. It's the start of something, though. That was an incredible engagement as a couple probes will fall. Long distance mining, though. Again, it's not like they were lost from a base. And this army there, the problem we're dealing with right now is the fact that, well, Kira just... His army can heal. It has maneuverability. Astrea just can't ever chase it down. But he's going to, oh, okay, this is big. He's going to find his way into the natural once again. And again, Kira's going to lose all 12 remaining SCVs. Or Astrea is just going to find his way into the mineral, or into the production and knock down all that. Or he's going to do both. So Kira has no economy. We're gonna see in a second that he's actually not mining. 1 medevac's going to fall, force field the ramp. There we go. 2 medevacs go down. Astrea needs to buy time. Another sentry gets warped in. That's really all Astrea has minerals for. 1 mineral patch in the main base. 115 minerals are all that Astrea has access to, so he's going to shut down the rest of the reinforcements. Kira has no minerals, by the way. He's running wow, what are they? He's going to run his orbitals on the other side of the map. Astrea, split your Widow Mines. He's going to kill off, okay, he's going to kill off the Widow Mines. These zealots have to be recalled, I think. Yeah, the Nexus has the energy. There's no mining here anymore, Astrea. Like, you don't have to shut down the economy anymore. Kira has literally 0 minerals. You just got to find some way to take a fight. And you know, as I say that, this army running across from Kira is not incredibly satisfying. The Zealots can kill this if Astrea brings his army together, but he doesn't want to lose Zealots 1 by 1. Okay, there we go. Zealots are just going to be recalled. I think he's going to lose a second one, but 3 get out. And in a game like this, it really is all about Every single unit counts. What an incredible game we have here, folks. This is so cool. It's technically I guess it's technically a base trade. Doesn't feel like one. It's not how we normally get into it, but it's technically a base trade here. So we're just going to take a look at this for now. It's 10 Marauders, 10 Marines versus 4 Stalkers, 3 Zealots, and a lot of Sentries. Force fields are going to be big. Another medevac will fall. And if you can knock all the medevacs out of the sky, these force fields are incredible here. The bio just can't really fight. If you can knock the medevacs out of the sky, only 3 remain. Every stim is going to be a massive problem for Cure. And I love that Astrea just continues to uses gas on sentries. Yeah, in a normal game, are they worth a lot of damage? No. But in a game like this, where you're just paring away units, 1 unit at a time, it's tremendously impactful. But Cure has been able to really land both of his orbitals now. He's dropped a ton of mules. So he's actually been able to bulk up his army supply rather significantly here, despite the pretty advantageous trading that Astrea has been finding for himself. So now here Astrea again trying to knock down reinforcements. The Widow Mines are arguably the most important thing. Well, actually, I guess it's not heavy charge lot anymore, so you do have that one. And Astrea is just fishing for good force fields. That's what he wants, so he's going to drop 1 Widow Mine. Okay, good last second split there from Astrea, but now he drops force fields. He's only going to get 1 Marauder. In fact, it's going to get saved. And the tickle beams of the sentries, even though they have +2 attack, doesn't do all that much. So Astrea now, he's going to try to get on top of the production once again. Stalkers blink forward. That is, of course, it's a rich supply depot, but who cares? I don't know that anyone's going to get supply blocked in this game, not for a while, but Astrea finds his way into the main. And this means he's going to be able to start to knock down some of this army if he can find the right angle. That's going to be a Marauder that may go down. Second one is going to fall. And now Astrea starting to knock down. Oh, he's going to get a medevac. No, he can't lose a Stalker here, Astrea. So he does have to back the hell on up. Marauder is continuing to go down. Meanwhile, Army, we're not even looking at it. Army from here on the other side of the map is starting to knock down the last of Astrea's mining. So Astrea has 28 workers. A couple units go forward. Widowmine is going to burrow. Astrea tap that down. Widowmine shot's going to go off on all the sentries, and this may do it. But hey, you know what? Friendly fire, no medevacs anymore. The bio of... Okay, Astrea's chasing on the other side. Take a look at that 1 second. Probes are kind of winning the fight here. And Astrea, he lost his entire army in the main base. 13 army supplied of 25. A couple Stalkers, they find their way onto the low ground. The SCVs that Cure has been able to remake have been knocked down. Astrea did manage to get a Nexus at some point in this game. And what does Astrea have? Okay, what are our armies? 8 Marauders, 4 Marines, a medevac, Widowmine. 4 Zealots, 2 Stalkers. Astrea needs to deal with this drop that is putting... If he can get this Nexus up, he's gonna be okay. But I don't know that he's going to get back in time before Cure kills this off. Zealots are now going to join the fray. Target the medevac. Target the medevac. That's the most important thing. He's going to get a medevac with something inside, and the Nexus stays alive. Nexus has 5 HP. 1 more shot. The Nexus stays alive. And now Astrea is mining again. Briefly, he's going to be mining, but he has to know that Cure's going to run across the map and try to all in on this. Probes are going to scout it. You don't want to lose these probes here, Astrea. You need him for the final fight. So he has to run away. 2 probes will fall. Astrea, 5 Zealots, 4 Stalkers. Every stim is deadly here for Cure at this point. He's building more Marines, sure, but they're not going to arrive here in time. Probes are going to get pulled. Astrea needs to keep this live. Stalkers to get on top. Widowmine, it burrows, though. How good's the split? Good. 1 Zealot will be all that falls. And I don't know that this is enough army from Cure anymore. The Zealots get on top. The Widowmine falls. It's 4 Marauders. 2 Marines. Now they join the fray. And Astrea just needs more Zealots. Probes. The probe harass to deny the mining of Cure. What the hell is this game? What in the world is this game? Oh, we're missing game 3 of Cure Dark. We're not going to have that on picture-in-picture, but I can't find it in my heart to care. The probe surround gets a mule. And remember, Cure has no SCVs. What you see is what you get here. Surround of the probes and the Zealot of the Stalkers. They're going to try to win the fight, but actually, I don't know that they can here. Astrea, you established your mining. You should be okay. It's 7 army supply to 12 probes versus no workers. And Astrea re-engages once again, but without the probes, they're returning back to mining. And technically, Stalkers win this fight. It's going to take a while, but Stalkers have infinite micro ability. Does Astrea do this? This is such an intense micro battle right now. Cure is barely building anything. He's dropping mules. That's the only thing that's keeping him in this game. And Astrea has been able to reestablish some level of mining. What is this on the right side? An observer. Okay. And the big deal. His Nexus has shields. It's no longer 5 HP. It's not the death knell. You got to defend it with your life. Pull your probes across the map to try to make something happen. But Cure, oh. Okay. Astrea's aware of this recall. I don't even know that his can probes are going to have to get pulled away. Astrea loses his last mining base. He got money out of it. Probes are actually going to pull on top of this. And remember, there's no healing here. It's only +1 Marines. They don't actually survive all that long. Astrea, he got enough money out of the Nexus. I think this is actually it now. It's six Zealots versus 5 Marines. The Mules, I mean, they're doing stuff. But Astrea can go back to long distance mining. It's not the end of the world. It's horrible. But it's not the end of the world now. And it's 17 army supply to 10. I don't know that Cure has enough to be able to fight this anymore. Marines in the high ground there. They're going to have to do it. The ability to get a volley of shots off before the Stalkers and the Zealots, they make their connection. Maybe that's it, but there's an observer. And, well, both command centers are lifted, so there's going to be no scan to kill the observer here. So Astrea, he's trying to force a stim. Any stim at this point. So there we go. Stim on half the army. Stalkers, they run away. But he needs to do it again. The longer this goes, technically Cure is able to mine more money. Technically, Cure is still mining. It's in drips and drabs. It's a really awkward situation, but every time command centers land, mules get dropped. Cure gets a mineral, some injection of minerals. But remember, these Marines, they have been stimmed. Stalkers microwing out. The Zealots, there they go. They're going to connect. Stalkers, they blink in, and these Marines, they should all go down. One Stalker falls, though. And Astrea doesn't have that much more, but at this point, Cure 3, 2, 1. One army supply, 1 Marine in production, and Astrea takes the most incredible game. That's just 1-1. We're going to game 3. In the upper right, folks, the winner of one of the most incredible base trades I've seen in a good long time. He is Astrea. In the bottom left, folks, in the red. For Dragon Phoenix Gaming, he took the first one, and, well, I don't even know what that second game was. It's Cure. And I was sitting there in the lobby for Dark Cure's ZVC, and I'm like, last second realized that no one was covering this. I'm like, you know what? I'm honor bound. I used to be on Alpha X, and I like Astrea. Cure has been playing some pretty fun games. Astrea is looking very good in the last couple months. Yeah, we need to make sure both semis are covered. And, you know, after game 1, I was a little sad because I had the other game on my second PC, and I was able to kind of take a look at what was happening, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, this seems like a pretty good series between Beyond and Dark. And then we got that game too. And it was incredible. So good. So freaking good. And who knows what's going to happen in game number 3? I don't. We're going to find out. But if we get a game like that already, I mean, Bayo's a very happy boy. Seems like Cure wants to drop a bunker here behind the mineral line on Royal Blood, and I guess that makes sense, right? There are carpets. You drop a bunker. There's absolutely no correlation there. What am I saying? But Cure just wants to be a bit obnoxious here in this third game, to disrupt the heavy macro play style that Astrea has been going for in the first couple games of this series. Again, he's getting a very quick third base, quick blink. 2-2 done by, what was it, the 7-minute mark? Maybe 8-minute mark, something like that. Again, 2-2 very quick in this game. So, in the first 2 games. So anything that that Cure can do to delay the pressure coming out of Astrea, to go and delay the tech coming out of Astrea, and therefore maybe make his army just a little bit able to fight a little bit more fairly, would be a good thing. And now, oh, the Adept's gonna find the SCV is gonna go down, and now this bunker is doomed to die. Notice that Cure is targeting the Adept down because the Adept has a lot less HP. So It's actually going to try to kill it, and the Adept will fall. Bit of miss micro there from Astrea. Probably could have kept pulling his SCV away. Probe will not go down, though. Shield battery is up, and now this is going to be the end of it. Bunker does get salvaged before it gets low enough that it falls, and now, well, Reaper finds his way into the main base, so it's not going to get much more than that. And it should be okay. There we go. It's dead. Oh, that's that. Wait, I'm sorry. I did not give that the credit it deserved. That was a pylon that Astrea dropped specifically to block the Reaper of Cure from getting out. Okay, so Astrea is going to play a bit differently in this third and final game. Robo on the way. A second gateway, sure, fine. That's just to build the semblance of a wall. Getting a Robo early on tells us this is one of two things. Either this is going to be for just Blinkstalker Colossus delayed to third base, and considering how the third base is somewhat delayed, I can buy that. The other one is that Astrea is going to get a Warp Prism out of this very quickly. He's going to drop 2 more gateways, and this is going to be 4-gate Blink. But considering the fact that, yeah, as I was going to say, he already has taken both gases on his natural, this is going to be 2-base Blink Colossus style, moving into the third a little slower. It's a very defensive style. And considering the fact that Kira is most likely going to go for kind of a 630 maybe stim, that's a pretty solid option that Astrea has opted to go for. The other option is, what is this in the main base? Widow Mines go in. Medevac does fall, so nice job there. And Astrea is... Oh, he saves it on the gas too. Astrea, you dog. That's disgusting. And now he's going to be able to outblink the... Oh, the unburrow, though. The little bit of micro battle here. So it looks like one probe will go down. That being said, though, lots of mining time lost in the naturals. And Widowmine finds its way in there as well. Widowmine will still unburrow. Finally. Come on, Astrea. Astrea has not been mining in his main base for just about forever. And, you know, he had the Observer out. That is an unfortunate amount of mining time lost. Not really, not what you're looking for. But he put the first probe or first observer on the other side of the map when he had problems that he had at home to deal with. So Kira denied like a full minute of Astrea's main base mining. So I was going to say, though, the other option out of this 2-base Colossus setup is that Astrea drops a bunch of gateways behind this, and he goes for like a 2.5 base Blinkstalker Charge Lock Colossus all in. We saw Hero do that to... Yeah, no. Someone. I've seen Hero do that to someone recently. I think it was in the Red Cross tournament. But I think Beyond and Kira were the only Terrans playing in that. So I may be forgetting something. Anyways, we've seen Hero do it recently. It may have been against Beyond. Where you go 2.5 base Colossus all in. You just get a lot of stuff. It's really not something that the Terrans are expecting for the most part. You hit them right as they're taking their third base. Or kind of as they've taken their third base just a little bit. But for now, Astrea is still probing. Well, I say that. Is he still probing up? Is he going to stop at 52? This is starting... Yeah, okay, he's probing up once again. Just cut a little bit of time to get his gateways, to get that extra Colossus to warp him more zealous, to make sure he can hold the inevitable push that's coming in from Cure. A push that is made stronger by the fact that Cure denied Astrea's main base mining for... How long? Like a minute? A long time. So this observer will go down. I mean, it's a good scout from Astrea. He's aware of what's happening. And now posture here on the up-down. Oh, that one Colossus has to be very careful, but he's going to try to bait out a disable as early as possible in this fight. Now, that force field doesn't really get much of anything. Unfortunate, but still, hey, 3 sentries are there, so that should be fine. And Widowmine Drop's going to try to find its way into the main because, well, Kira's aware of where Astrea is, but Astrea? Okay, no. Not deputizing his stalkers in the way I thought he was going to, but this is 3 stalkers already. Okay, thanks on the high ground here. Astrea doesn't want to engage into this. Not at all. But he does have 3 Colossus, so I don't know that Kira's really going to be able to make this defense happen. Drop goes into the main base. Astrea has 1 stalker here, and he's going to pull the probe immediately. So, nice job there, Astrea. You're paying attention to what you have to. Although, in the natural, stalkers are going to warp in time. Widowmine is going to drop. It will go down. It was wounded from earlier, and here come the Colossus and stalkers. This is what we were talking about. The kind of charge lot stalker, pressure all in type of thing. There's no gateway, or there's no forge folks. This is just all on the gateway tech, the gateway robotech right now. I swear I can talk. So Astrea now getting himself set up for the next round of aggression. Ooh, oh no, oh no. I thought he was going to find the drop, but no, he doesn't. As there's a hallucinated Archon, so you know Astrea's going in for a push here. He's got a couple Zealots on the left side. He's got his army on the right side. And Kira actually scans out between Astrea's natural and third, says, hey, where's your army, friend? The army is outside of his base, so he's going to actually trigger this right now, seize the Archon, and, well, seize the Overseer at the very least. More and more army arriving. Zealots in the main base here, a little bit of something in the natural, and Astrea tries to break the front at the same time. Archon's going to eat the Widowmine. That's fine. It's fake. And the Zealots, though, they get 11 workers with this drop in the main base. I think it's going to force a recall, so Kira's getting ready for the recall to happen. He's going to disable the Colossus 1-2, but there's still a third one here. And Astrea pulls his probes away. It's a very much Nartosis pylon on the right side, so no more disruptors. Stalkers have to get warped in. And the recall actually goes into the natural. A little bit awkward there. In fact, everything gets depowered. But as long as Astrea doesn't lose this Nexus, and I don't think he will, this is probably still pretty good for him. He killed 18 workers. The Colossus are going to clean up the rest of this. The medevacs fall, and only 2 probes went down. Astrea, stop killing your... No, Astrea. Astrea. Stop it. Okay. We're going to be fine. That was a lot of time that Astrea spent killing that gateway. He really hated that gateway. So now Astrea is only on 56 workers. He is only just now taking the 4th and 5th gas. He's adding in a forge. But is... So the Raven spent a decent amount of its energy disabling the 2 Colossus and finding no value from that. Is Cure going to be able to hold on to this? He's up army supply, yes. But it's kind of split up on the map. In fact, a lot of it's on the left side. Widowmines are going to go off once again. Stalker's playing on top of the tank. That will go down. Widowmine's getting so much damage here. But the Raven is going to take some shots. It's not going to go down just yet. And the Stalker count gets a little low. Anti-armor missile is nice, but the force field's denying the pressure for a time being. And Astrea's just got to get out here. So Stalkers, they run forward. They get the Raven. And Disruptor Shot's going to be able to ward everything off. Does not get the damage at once. Now Cure stims forward. But the Warp Prism saves the Disruptor. Goes down once again. Colossus are still here. And Astrea bringing the Zealots from the backside. I think this is actually a pretty good fight for him. Yeah, the Colossus, they're still standing strong. The Vikings are going down. And the Zealots, they continue to run forward. Astrea's down upgrades. But he still has 2 Colossus. That was a pretty good fight for him. Can he find his way into the third base of Cure, though? That's the big question. You know, taking the fight in the middle of the map, that's one thing. Taking the fight where your opponent has their reinforcements in SimCity, very, very different question. But Astrea's going to try. More Stalkers warp in. They're going to blink forward, knock down the Vikings as quickly as they can. And actually not really targeting the second one down all that well, but the Colossus still stands strong. Even still, there are no Zealots here, so Astrea, he's got to keep these Colossus alive. Hot picking them up, and it feels like Cure just has too much HP in this army. Astrea committed just a little bit too far forward. He thought he had the opportunity to kill his opponent. Instead, he's killed himself. Astrea's army supply down in the gutter. He has a bunch of money in the bank, but his upgrades are very far away. And these Colossus will now start to fall. There's a Disruptor. Sure, fine. But it's 1-1 versus 0-0. This Disruptor is not going to get the shot at once. And... well... oh, preemptive Disruptor shot, but no, doesn't quite find it. And I don't know how Astrea is going to dislodge his opponent from the main base anymore. Colossus is not even going to pop out. That's going to get depowered. And Cure, well, he's got all these Widowmines, so he can't really run Zealots into it. It's going to have to be Disruptor play, but they're just going to get forced to get picked up. Cure dives on top of it, and the Widowmines making it so hard for Astrea to get on top of this. He uplinks one, uplinks a couple more, but this is very problematic. Astrea's running out of everything. His third base also under significant threat. And Astrea played a miraculous game, too. Don't get me wrong, it was one of the better games I've seen. One of the better base trades, certainly, but yeah, Astrea is dead. His all-in didn't work. The 2.5 base timing. Cure. He's got a date with either Beyond or Dark, and I think Beyond just won the game in the others, so I think it's going to be a TVT finals. It should be fun.